Hi, welcome to True Portrait Homes New Tenant Tutorial. This is intended to be a useful guide for you to learn about our processes and how to handle different situations as they arise. Rent payment is very important, and we want to make it very clear that it's due the first at 5 p.m. There's no exceptions. Um, it's $10 per day after rent is due, and there's additional penalty to incentivize everyone to pay on time. So the first time you're late is an additional $100 charge. Second time you're late is $200 charge. Third time is $300 charge, and the fourth time you're late, it's $300, and then the owner has an option to terminate your lease. There are no exceptions. If you were on vacation or out of town, please set up auto pay or pay rent beforehand. And again, to the extent that you're late, please let us know beforehand, and we can plan accordingly. To the extent that we don't hear any word from the second, we'll begin proceedings for eviction. That's not our goal. That's not our plan. We try to work with folks here, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure that rent is getting paid on time and be very strict about that. The landlord is responsible for the structure of the home, and the tenant is responsible for damages that are above normal wear and tear. But again, if you have any repair requests, please send them through the Tenant Cloud portal. And the more pictures and details you can provide, the better it is for us to figure out who to send out to your home. For instance, if the stove's not working, is it an appliance issue or is it an electrical issue where we have to send out an electrician? So the more details and pictures you provide, the sooner and faster we can troubleshoot and resolve the issue. Pests. Per the lease contract, the tenants are responsible for pest control. We've had issues in the past where tenants complain about gnats and mosquitoes, which we have little control over. The landlord is responsible for any structural damage to the house that the pests may incur, only to the extent that the pests weren't a result of negligence on the tenant's part. But again, I guess I want to be clear that this is a clearly bifurcated line about who's responsible for what aspect. Our lease renewal process is pretty straightforward. 90 days before the lease ends, so 3 months out, we'll send an email to you with either a renewal option or not, but usually a renewal option and a renewal price. So at that point, you can take a month to decide if that's a fair price. You can do your own market checks and also consider what your plans are for the coming year. We'll give you 30 days to consider that. At the end of the 30 days, so at this point, it's 60 days before the lease ends. Either we get a lease back, or if we don't hear back from you, or if it's a no, then we're going to put the home on the market. And we try not to inconvenience you guys during your stay, so look, give us a 1 hour showing window a week where we can show the home. Typically we try to do something like a Saturday or Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. Again, we want to be as helpful to you as possible, so finding a time that works for you is for letting us know that is helpful for us. Septic tank, some of the homes are on septic tank, so look, only flush toilet paper and human waste down the toilet. Other items will cause the toilet to back up, and since this is a tenant caused issues, we've had situations where there are toys and other tampons being flushed down the toilet, and that backs up the toilet, and that since it is a tenant caused issue, the tenant's responsible for those charges. And here we have a list of things that you shouldn't flush down the toilet, but again, I think the way to think about it is like human waste and toilet paper, simple as that, and you don't have to think about the other issues that you can't flush down the This is our service price list. Again, we're generally responsible for repairs on the structure, but to the extent that there are additional services we provide for non-wear and tear items, this is our price list. The number one thing is trip charge, and this is analogy is sort of like the boy who cried wolf fee. If you say there's an issue, we go there. Either A, we can't replicate the issue, or it's not an issue. We're going to have to charge you for going out there and trying to fix an issue that doesn't exist. Lost or additional keys are $25. Additional or lost garage door openers are $60. Broken window panes are $80. The plumbing, we've covered that a little bit on the last slide. The septic tank, it's $100 plus whatever plumbing costs that we need to incur. Regarding the additional security deposit, we've had a couple questions about changing parts of the home with regard to painting, and generally we've had a policy of saying that's fine as long as you return the home in its original condition. But look, we've had instances where the tenant doesn't, or doesn't have the colors or whatnot. So look, we're asking for additional security deposit to the extent that you do want to change it. So we're giving you the flexibility to do so. But look, if you don't change it back, we're going to withhold that security deposit because we're going to have to incur additional costs to return it to the original condition. And this is a list, again, on move out about generally how much costs you will incur if some of these issues come up. And again, not to belabor the point, but it's only for something that's not a wear or tear item that's clearly a tenant caused damage issue. So look, these charges generally shouldn't be incurred by the tenant to the extent that the home is taken care of. But be aware that these are real costs that will be charged against the security deposit to the extent that the home is not well taken care of. This is a general framework of the costs, and obviously costs can actually differ when we incur them. So look, if they fluctuate a little bit from these costs, that's to be expected, but this is just a general framework in which to think about what the cost would be to the extent that these damages occur.